Just finished about 5 days straight of shooting. I went really hard. My anxiety is really fucking high right now because I've been working really hard. And check out my friend here. Got my friend here. He's chilling, hanging out with my bro Sean. We're smoking a little shisha, having a good time. Place called I forgot what it's called. Warung Shisha. Anyways, so today I want to talk about something I've never talked about, which is the importance of recovery. When you're in the position that I'm in, or that I was in really, you don't have a lot of time to think about fun, recovery, letting loose, de-stressing, because honestly, I have been in survival mode for the last 2 years, trying to keep the business on afloat, trying to just survive. But now that I've made a little bit of money, I actually have found that it is less productive to grind 7 days a week, 24/7, than it is to take recovery days. Now, I actually don't know who this would apply to. I think I'm a bit different than most people. I think I'm hardwired a little bit differently, where I think most people are pretty good at relaxing. They're pretty good at taking days off. Well, guys, I am not. I suck at taking days off. I really suck at relaxing. I suck at just chilling. I actually have a very hard time just hanging out. It's actually what I've been doing for the last 2 hours. Just shooting the shit, meeting new people. I mean, I'm good at approaching, don't get me wrong. I'm good at what I do. But it's almost like a job to me, that because I'm working on my skill set, or I'm going out, and it's fun, don't get me wrong, and it can be very fun, but it can be very taxing as well to the mental health. I'm talking about recovery in the sense of just clearing your mind and letting your nervous system go down and learning how to really detox. And I think that's really what it is, the nervous system. So even right now, okay, so I just finished 5 days of filming, really hard, really intense. I finished the challenge. I invited 100 people out to a party. It's a banger video. I'm really upping the content. By the way, guys, it's going to get really good and really crazy. But my anxiety, even right now, my anxiety is at about a 6 or 7 out of 10. I would say about a 6 out of 10. 0 being I'm the most peaceful man in the world. I'm a monk. 10 being anxiety attack. I'm at about a 6. And I noticed that I have a lot of periods of grind and then burnout where I'll damn near have anxiety attacks. And then I'll have a lot of periods where I rest and recover. But what I actually don't do well and I don't do enough is rest and recover. So today, I want to talk about the importance of spending time in nature. I'm actually at a cafe right now, but before this, I was just out in the middle of nowhere. Rice fields, beautiful. I was with my friend, no technology. And the amount of peace, calm, and clarity that I felt in that moment was insane. I forgot what it felt like to be out in nature. I know it's kind of funny to say that, living in Bali, but it's easy to even get stuck in the rat race in a place like Bali. I stay in the middle of the city. I stay in Canggu. I guess you could call it the city. I do go to the beach, but I go to film and I go to approach. I grind on my laptop all day, working on the marketing, working on sales, working on the funnel. I am working. I'm fucking working. And my stress levels, I'm starting to realize, have gone way too high at times. And it affects everything. It affects your game, for sure. It affects your relationships. You're not able to just let loose and connect. And recently I've made a good friend, Sean. He's been in a lot of my videos, who is very good at relaxing, very good at enjoying life, having a good time. And I find that I actually like hanging out with people like him sometimes, because it's just a good way to relax. And I also have friends who like to grind, but in life you have to do both. And one thing that I've recently realized is, with great output, you need really good recovery. If you're going to be a high performer, you need to become really good at recovering. And I think the best way, personally, that I know of to recover is to actually spend time in nature. Now, the only problem with that in Bali is there is the beach, but outside of that, there's actually not that many places to recover. There's not many really good hikes nearby. They're all about an hour, maybe an hour and a half away. But that's no excuse, because you can still figure out a way to be in nature, whether it be like a rice field walk, like taking a walk in the rice field, or maybe going to a spa, a sauna, an ice bath, detox, or hanging out with really good friends and just asking yourself, what do you guys want to do today? How can we make this fun? So today I woke up after finishing my challenges this week, working really hard, hitting all my goals that I wanted to hit, and I still have 2 days left in the week, and normally I would have grinded it out, but today, man, I just woke up and I'm ahead of my work, I'm ahead in life, it feels, and I said, fuck, man, I'm going to take a day off today, and I'm just going to relax. I went over to my homie Sean's place. We just sat around for an hour, drank some matcha. I know, it's pretty fruity, but that's okay. And we just asked ourselves, what do you want to do today, man? Like, fuck, let's figure out something fun. And it made me realize that, honestly, I really need to learn how to have fun. And let's tie this into dating. When you are starting to go on a bunch of dates and you're working all day, what I realized is when all I do is work, and I'm a workaholic, I fucking love to grind, but when all I do is work, I actually forget how to have fun. I forget how to just create fun experiences. And when you're a man and you're going on a date, the girl wants to follow your lead. She doesn't want you asking, oh, what do you want to do? She wants to do what you plan. She wants to do what you plan. And now I'm trying to figure out, how do I create a fun lifestyle? And also, this is tied in as well to my new program that I'm creating called The Social Connector, where I am going to be talking about how to create a fulfilling social life. And part of that means creating fun things to do, because truthfully, my dilemma is this. I'm trying to create a fulfilling social life, but I don't do anything fun. So how the fuck can you do that? And let's talk about women. What do you think women are motivated by? I ask guys this a lot sometimes on interviews, and the answers I get are so retarded sometimes. What do you think women want out of a man? They want, what do you think? I'm going to ask you guys, for the 3 people in the chat, what do you think women want from a man? Shout out to the one person who commented. Shout out to you, sir. Let's fucking go. What do you think women want from a man in a relationship? What do you think women want the most? What motivates them? A lot of guys would say money. A lot of girls would answer and say, oh, I want someone who's stable, and I want someone who is grounded and makes me feel safe. But I actually find that that's not very true. They'll say that. Yes, fun. Women want fun. And you see it all the time with girls who date these really crazy fun guys, or they're stuck in like a toxic relationship, or with a guy who's not stable but is just really fucking fun. And they can't seem to leave that guy, and they can't seem to get into a stable, stable relationship because it's fucking boring. Women want fun. Now, how does that tie into nature? I don't really fucking know. But it does tie into the art of letting go and just relaxing your mind. So I think the best way to do that is by being in nature. I kind of want to change topics now. I feel like I've talked about everything I need to talk about when it comes to living in and being in nature. It's kind of a random topic. I don't spend that much time in nature like I used to, but I will say, anytime I go for a waterfall hike, anytime I just go out into a place where it's really quiet, not like right here actually, it's kind of noisy right here, but anytime I do that, I find that I feel a sense of calm and a sense of peace that I never otherwise would feel. Thank you, brother. We got a shisha right here. Check this out. Boom. It's shisha time. I think I'm a little bit addicted to shisha, boys. I've been doing it like 2, 3, 4 times a week. No, brother, you can ask right now because I actually don't really know what to say. Because I feel like I've said what I needed to say. So go ahead and ask right now, bro. Depends on the woman a bit, yeah. I think Western women are more motivated by fun. Maybe Eastern European women a little bit more by stability. And that's just because of where they grew up, which makes sense. Do you ever feel like talking to people, or you just go ahead and do it anyway? Do you ever feel like talking to people, or you just go ahead and do it anyway? Were you always someone who started conversations with strangers? Did you have to learn how to start them? I've always been like a normally social person, but 100%, hands down, you have to force yourself to become social. I find that through all the people I've met, there's maybe 10% of the people I meet who are just natural extroverts. Like, they cannot stop talking to random people. That is very rare. And I see them more than most because I'm out in social environments. So sometimes I run into naturals, people who are just socialites, people who are just like social connectors. Sometimes they're like my subscribers too. I've met some of my subscribers who like some of my videos, and these are they're more social than me. They have huge social circles. They thrive off it. They fucking love it. I have to limit the amount of dopamine I give myself. Like, if I just, what I want to do is like stay at home and watch movies all day. I'm a natural, I could do that, but then I lose my social skills. I have to get myself to become bored so I can feel motivated to talk to people sometimes. And even then, I have to force myself. But what I'm really good at is going from an introverted headspace to an extroverted. I'm a fucking master, a pro, like one of the best ever. And this is what separates me from a lot of the other, I guess you could say, pickup, or I don't even like the word pickup, but dating guys out there, is I'm naturally very, I don't like shy. I'm not shy, but like, I don't really want to talk to anyone, but I know how to force myself to become extroverted. I'm like a learned extrovert. And because of that, I can relate a lot to the person who is not feeling like it and get him to do it. The payoff, you make so many business connections. You feel so good. You become so confident socially. You become so extroverted. You have dates, all the things. So you're about 20% of the time I feel like it. The other 80, I go out and I just start approaching and I get out of my head and I make myself do it. And now I have a date tonight because of shit like that. So it is a lot of fun. I'm excited to start dating it. I took a little break from dating because I was just burnt out on approaching a bit. I was still approaching, but I wasn't really trying to make new connections. But now I'm actually trying to level up my game again. And I'm experimenting a lot with my approach. If you guys are curious of what I'm doing, like what I'm experimenting with, I can tell you. It's interesting. I have a lot of new epiphanies to share. So I'm going on a date with a Russian girl tonight, too. Cute girl. Okay, awesome. This is a nice time. I like your environment and your mood and attitude. You're in the rain, cloudy. I would really love to experience the same right now, getting wet and cold. Interesting. I think it's about moments we choose when we want to be social and when we do not. Nice, brother. Appreciate you, man. Feel you on that, bro. Thanks for the great answer. Thank you, brother. I have a lot of clients who wait on the right moment till they feel motivated. I promise you, years will go by. You will never feel motivated. And you will always thank yourself for getting out there and putting yourself out there after. Just last night, my friend Sean, who's actually more natural extrovert, we were going out and we were filming a video. And since we already agreed to go out and do night game and film a video there, we both went out, we got to the bar, both of us looked at each other and like, bro, I'm so tired. He was like, dude, me too. I'm like, I don't want to be here. And he's like, yeah, me too. I'm like, bro, let's just shoot the video real quick and get out. In the process of filming the video and talking to people, we stayed for like an extra 2 hours because we got into the social flow and we just started meeting cool people, and then we went home and it felt really good. So it's something that you do, and then as you do it, you start to enjoy it. It's kind of like working out. You're not going to always feel like working. It's actually, the analogy I would give, it's like the same thing as working out. Funny, I thought this was going to be a talk about nature, but there's only so much I can say about nature. So we're just going to make it about whatever we want to make it about. I also think a lot of people are like this, like they value privacy and intimacy. So we don't always engage or feel like engaging, but where and when we are needed to do so, so we do it. Yes, I think a lot of people are more naturally introverted in that regard. But I also find that a lot of people are hiding, like they're afraid to express their personality, maybe out of social rejection or being a little bit awkward. Me, I'm super fucking awkward. And they don't give themselves the opportunity, or they don't put themselves in a place to make mistakes. And yeah, I think a lot of it can be hiding. I think he put the shisha here for me. I might just hit this shisha. Fuck it. We're in here. And yeah, what's up, my friend? How are you doing?
I'm good, bro.
Very good. Yeah, very good.
Are you live?
Huh?
Are you live?
I am live streaming, yeah.
Oh, yeah, so can do it.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, I'm almost done. Yeah. Bro, what advice would you give your younger self? Sorry for the noise. Bro, what advice would you give your younger self about finding new friends and not just hanging out with the same ones? Because I feel like I'm stuck in the same friend group for years. That's like stagnation, man. You know, when you stay with the same friend group, especially at a young age, because very often you, or me, I'll just give you my own experience. I attracted people who were on my level when I was young. And when I was young, I was just playing video games and I was not into self-improvement at all. I wasn't approaching and I wasn't working out that hard and a lot of things. So the number one thing I would say is start to work out. I think fitness in the gym is a good way to meet really motivated people. So start to, like, if you meet someone who you vibe with or connect with, you have to be the initiator, because most people are not going to do it. Very rarely will people get out of their own way to hang out with new friends. That's why everyone's so damn lonely. So you're going to have to be that guy. And I think the fastest way to do that is through the gym. So anytime I want to network with someone when I'm going to shoot a collab and I still want to get to know him, for example, I met a guy who's creating YouTube videos here in Bali. We met briefly at the gym, then we ran into each other at the beach. We talked for like 5-10 minutes at the beach. I was like, bro, let's get a workout in sometime. It's one of the easiest ways to network with another guy, see if you guys have like a good friendship together. And there's no time lost. Like you won't lose any time by doing that because you're working out. And yeah, it's like double ROI. You're hanging out with someone and networking, and you're also getting a workout in. And then in that gym, you can start to meet new people. Maybe you get connected with his friends. So it's a domino effect, and that's what I would recommend. That's how it started for me when I was younger. My new friends I would make were people who were like into the gym because I was getting into working out. And then from there, you just make bodybuilding or gym friends, and then you can expand to new areas. So it's men, we connect through shared interest and shared growth. Very rarely do I connect with other men just through having fun. And if I do, it's the cherry on top. It's not how we connect. We've connected in other areas, and then now that we've gotten to know each other, and if I'm bored on a given day, I say, hey bro, what are you up to? Like right now with Sean, I just filmed for 5 days straight with Sean. We got an epic video, we crushed it together, and then today I woke up and I was like, bro, let's do something fun, because like we crushed it today, we deserve it. So I hope that answer helps. Let's go. Bro found your channel yesterday and got 3 numbers today and feel on top of the world. Crazy to think that so little people approach and you'll be such a rare person. Yeah, especially in outside of Bali, I think people aren't as social. So if you can just be that guy who's talking to everybody, you will make so many friends, and you will really feel like you're doing something unique and different than most people. Like in Bali is the only place that I live where I feel like everyone's kind of social and approaching, and I feel like we're all kind of on the same level in a way. Whereas anytime I'm in another area, I'm in another place, let's say Budapest, Hungary, and I go out to a bar and nobody's approaching and there's hot girls everywhere, I'm just like a kid at a candy store. I'm like, fuck yeah, this is so fun, dude. It's amazing. And it's hard at first. There is something called the Valley of Despair. The Valley of Despair is when you aren't good at it yet and it's hard and you're not getting any reward. If anything, you're getting like punished for trying, and you might get rejected and feel bad and you have to go through this tough shit. And then you get better. Once you get through that first 3 to 12 months, depending on where you're at, and you hit it hard, and you get to the golden phase, I guess you could call it. The tipping point is what I like to call it. Then it's so much fun and you get that experience like you had. You might be more of a natural in that you already got the fucking skills and you just sent it and then now you got it. I have a lot of people who come on boot camp and on day 1 they pull, you know? It happens. And sometimes I have people who come on boot camp and they don't pull until like day 5, and it was a grind and really hard to get there. It's not all about getting girls either. It's actually about like just getting out of your head too and becoming socially calibrated and all that stuff. So dude, so happy to hear that, and I'm sure you're a freaking G. By the way, guys, if anyone wants to join my community, I just brought back my $30 a month offer where all you got to do is pay $30. You get a call with me. You join a amazing community filled with people all on the same journey. More course. I had a guy from last night. He's a client, a high-ticket client. He in-person coaching, and he joined for the in-person coaching that we've been doing. And he's like, dude, I just took a look at your courses. I was shocked. He was like, your courses are fire. I didn't even realize how much material was in it. I put a lot of time into it. So shameless plug, guys, $30 a month. Links in the description. And that's the only time I'll sell you anything on this live stream. But I have to do it. I have to upsell. I have to sell. And I hope you guys join. It's a lot of fun. So shout out to you, Max. You're a G. I do MMA for passion and at the gym, but now it's closed for the holidays. I'm sad. I'll do an outdoor workout. Fuck yeah. No, I like the no excuse mentality where you just send it. So that's good. The valley of despair is in business. Yes. In business as well, where you feel like you're just putting so much time. You might be even spending money to try to make your business work and you're just losing money. That's actually something I wish someone would have told me, where I heard someone else say this, someone much more successful than me. He said that you have to be okay with failing at your first few businesses and spending and lose. Like, you should save money to lose it. Like, save a bunch of money so you can try to start new businesses and fail, because that's how you learn. That's cheesy. I think everyone knows that deep down. So yeah, in sports as well. You're right. In boxing sucks until you get better at it. You just get punched and beat up and you fucking don't know what you're doing. It's good analogies, Venetian. Very good analogies. Yeah. It gets hard, and then you just have to rebound and peak again. Yes, I am experimenting with my game. So the one thing I am doing in Bali compared to when I was in Eastern Europe is this. So when I was in Eastern Europe in October, I was in the best momentum I've ever been in my game, in my entire life, because I had just been going out so consistently. I was pulling baddies that I've never pulled. It was a lot of fun. When I came back to Bali, I noticed my game got a little bit worse. And by the way, that's very normal. If you're in the game for long enough, you'll know that sometimes, and I'm not saying you should even be in the game as long as I have. I was in a relationship. People don't know this, but I was in a relationship from like November to like March. I wasn't approaching as much then. So it's like you'll have phases where you get out of it, but that's okay. Funny enough, I was still approaching while in the relationship, and she was cool with it. So it's a whole nother story. Now that I'm in Bali, I noticed that since so many guys are approaching and it's more competitive, the game is different here, and it's a little harder. So it's a bit of a paradox. While everyone here is very receptive, it's very hard to close. Whereas in Europe, I feel like they can be less receptive sometimes, but when you find one that's single and you close it, there's almost zero flaking, and it's very easy to pull. Like, it's a much higher ratio of who you could pull based on how many numbers you got, if that makes sense. I'm a little bit advanced there and a little bit crazy, I know, but I hope you followed that, if that made sense. So, long story short, in Bali, it's much more flaky. So, what I'm experimenting with, and I'll give you a future potential video idea. I want to do 1,000 approaches in the course of a couple months where I don't try to flirt at all. Now, I wouldn't recommend most people try this, because a lot of people, they don't know how to flirt. But when you know how to flirt and you're really good at it, actually, my biggest strength is flirting. Anyone who's gamed with me out at night would say that. I make everything flirty, and I love it. I love flirting. But I feel like in Bali, they like it, but it over-validates them, and it puts you in the category of every other guy who's also flirting. I think it's very, what's the word? Over-validating. I'm still new. I'm still experimenting, so it's not as a fresh idea as other ideas. But what I'm going to do as an experiment, 1,000 approaches, not flirting, and no direct approaches, all indirect. I don't want them to know that I even like them. I want them to just think that I'm being friendly, I'm being social, and I'm curious about maybe something they're doing, and just vibing. And I want girls to start, I want to start inviting girls, many of them, to events and things I'm doing. This is all part of an experiment in my new program as well. And then from there, I want them to give me an IOI, an indicator of interest, or give me a signal, and then from there I'll flirt if they've already flirted with me. So basically what I want to do is stop devaluing my attention. I found that this last month I've just had so many interactions where I'm flirting, it's going well, and then afterwards maybe I get an Instagram, but it flakes and it never follows up. It happened so many times, and I was like, what's going on here? I want to actually build a social circle. I'm tired of just having flirty interactions and nothing more. I want more connection, more people around me. And also, Bali is like a village, man. It's so small, and I've already gotten like a reputation here in that everyone, when I go to the bar or the beach or anywhere, I always run into people I know. It's so small, and I talk to so many people, I approach so much that I know so many people, and I don't have a bad reputation here at all, but I could see it going wrong if I'm just flirting with every single girl, especially the ones that live here. So I want to experiment with just making friends and seeing how that plays out in a social environment. And then trust me, guys, I can flirt, I can turn that on, flick of a switch anytime. So that's the goal that I want to do. That's my experiment that I'm having, is how do I friend zone the girls? So it's interesting. I'm not that good at it because my ass, I just want to flirt, especially when they're giving me the anime eyes, but I'm going to hold back on it more. I have a friend who's doing this very well. His name is Zach. He's been on the podcast before. I'm bringing him back on Friday, and I've never seen someone with a bigger social circle and crushing it as much as him. So it's inspired me. I'm bringing him back on soon. Do you ever plan to go to Romania? 100%. Not the place you recommended because I'm not sure where that is, but I'm 100% going to Bucharest, and I'm down to go anywhere. I honestly want to talk to Romanian baddies. And by the way, with this strategy I just gave you, I wouldn't do this in Europe, I think. I think this is better for a place like Bali. Shout out to you, sir. If I'm trying to help my friends step outside the comfort zone and just approach to grow a network, what would be the best way to get them to focus on failing more and counting that as a win? They have to want to change. You can't change your friends. I've tried it. Now, my homie Sean, he is actually a really good example of someone who you can actually change his life. So I met him when he was going through a breakup, and I taught him cold approach, and he was super duper duper inspired and keen and thankful and down to learn. He was making just as much effort as I was to help him. If they aren't fully trying to help themselves, then you cannot help them. It's very rare that you'll come across an individual who is ready to change and ready to enter a new phase of life. It's very rare, but it does happen from time to time. You'll have a friend maybe go through something hard or get really inspired by you and say, hey, I want to change. I want to do something big. And even then, sometimes they fall off. Sean is one of the best examples I have of someone's life I've changed. I got him into cold approach. He started working out hard. He's making YouTube videos now. He's way more fulfilled. And I'm not taking all the credit. A lot of it is him. He wanted to change, and I was just a facilitator of that. And then he helps me and he inspires me as well. So it's like very rare. So when it comes to your case, personally, in my experience, I find that, and I've tried it with all of my old friends. I tried to get them into cold approach, into working out more, into self-improvement, all these things. Almost all of them couldn't do it, didn't want to do it. Some of them tried for a bit and then realized it was hard and didn't want to. I would say be there for them, invite them, but don't ever put any effort that drains you. Like, don't ever try too hard, because they won't even thank you for it. I've had a lot of friends who I've tried to help, and they end up kind of resenting you a bit, especially when they don't or aren't able to follow through with the change. So what I would say is you be there for them, but don't try too hard. Like, hey man, I'm going to the gym if you want to join. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Like, I don't know if I want to go to the gym. It's like, okay, it's all good, man. Yeah, whenever you want, I'm doing it. You know, go do it. Be the change. Be the leader. Be the leader. Like, lead by example, and that's how I've changed a lot of my friends personally. So, what tips would you offer for approaching a girl in a group? Should I concentrate on her or engage with all of her friends to gain their approval? Great question. I get that a lot. I like to do both, but if I had to pick one, personally, I would usually engage the group. So I'm going to think about my last time approaching. Last night, I approached 2 girls, so that doesn't really count because I was with my wingman. Okay, let's say before that. You know what? It depends on the group, man, because some groups, they're cool and they're kind of just like everyone's doing their own thing. Like, let's say it's a group, because this one, there's no right or wrong answer. So this one, sometimes, like, for example, let's say you meet a bunch of girls and guys out, and they're all like loose acquaintances from work, and they're not that connected. You have to approach the entire group as a whole when you walk up, because everyone's going to look at you, hey, what's up, guys? Just want to say hi. And then you can go straight to the girl and just say, I like your style. What's your name? And then you can kind of tell the dynamic of the group right after doing that. I would say, okay, to give you an answer, focus on the girl. Engage the entire group, say hi to the entire group, give everyone eye contact, but you should stay in your frame of I'm trying to shoot my shot with this girl. Now, that being said, you have to engage people who are also in the group. You can't fully let go of the group. You can never just fully ignore the fact that she's in a group, ever. I'm saying, but it should be clear who you're trying to get to know, and you shouldn't supplicate or get into the frame of one of the guys in the group too much, but you have to talk to everyone a little bit. And then after you become clear on what the dynamics are, you can be like, well, how do you guys know each other? It's a simple question. Then you can decide whether you want to go flirty or you want to try to pull her away and lead, or you want to just get a number, or what the dynamic is. But for the most part, I would say go direct with the girl. But what I would say is if I'm approaching a girl that's in a group, I'm just going there to give value to everyone and have fun. But I'm very clear in my head and in my mind who the fuck I want to talk to, and that is going to come across eventually to them as well. It's not going to be a secret who I want to talk to, because what you can do, what I've seen happen, is a lot of guys approach a group and they just talk to everyone, and now since they're so worried about what the group thinks of them, and they're so wanting to be such a nice guy and talk to everyone and make everyone like them, they don't even get the girl. And then the guys, they'll just like talk to the guys in the group for like 30 minutes, and then the girl will kind of be like, okay, well, I'm bored. And then they won't, I mean, that's not game. That's just being social. That's fine too. But if your intention is to get the girl, make it clear to the group and to her. But there are situations where you want to be a little bit more subtle, and maybe it's okay to talk to the group as well. So I'm sorry, I didn't even give you a clear answer. It's because it's a bit nuanced. But I lean more towards talk to the girl, especially at nightlife, because most of the time, sometimes they literally just met. Like most of the time, the girls just met, bro. They literally just met. And like, let's say the guys just met them, and you can literally ignore the guys that are there. Like if they just met and nothing's gonna happen, so it's fine. So a lot of times, guys get so worried about the group because they think that they have to get through all these barriers or walls when they literally just met those guys too. So, what tips would you offer for approaching a girl in a group? I just answered that. I just answered that. Okay, so much value and a bunch lessons on this live stream. Thanks a lot for your time, Nico. Hope you crush it with your habits, consistency, and all of your actions. You are the freaking man. Thank you so much. And this is the end. It's been 30 minutes. I'm going back to hang out with my friends. I'm taking a day off, and let me stick to it. I love you guys. Peace and love, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.